All right, let's talk about when to plant tomatoes in Arkansas and more importantly, how to do it right. Because here's the thing, if you get the timing wrong, you get nothing. So today we're going to cut right through all the confusion. I'm going to give you the exact game plan for a massive harvest. Let's dive in.
I want to be crystal clear about this because it's the single most important thing you'll hear today. In Arkansas, getting the timing right for your tomatoes, it's not just a suggestion, it is everything. I'm talking the difference between a bumper crop and a whole lot of heartbreak. It really is that black and white.
So why is timing so critical here? Well, growing tomatoes in Arkansas is kind of like walking a tightrope. You're trying to hit this really narrow, perfect window, and you're squeezed between two huge problems.
Okay, so here are your two enemies. On one side, you've got that late spring frost. You know the ones I'm talking about, those surprise cold snaps in April. They will absolutely zap your young tomato plants, dead, overnight. But if you wait too long, you run smack into enemy number two, that brutal Arkansas summer heat. Once it gets super hot and humid, tomatoes just stop setting fruit. So our whole game plan is to thread that needle perfectly, right in between those two.
Okay, enough with the theory, right? Let's get down to brass tacks. I'm going to give you the exact dates you need to circle on your calendar. And we have to break this down by region because what works in South Arkansas is going to be a disaster up in the Ozarks. All right, find your spot on the map. If you're in South Arkansas, think Texarkana or Pine Bluff, you're looking at late March to early April. For those of you in Central Arkansas, Little Rock, Conway, your window is a little later, early to mid-April. And for my friends up in North Arkansas, Fayetteville, Jonesboro, you got to be patient. You need to wait until mid to late April. Seriously, get your calendar out and mark these dates. This is the foundation of your entire season.
So, how do we make sure we have plants ready to go right when that perfect window opens? Well, you can't just toss seeds in the garden and hope for the best. Nope. The secret weapon, the thing that separates the pros from the rookies, is starting your seeds indoors.
And what this does is give you a huge advantage. You're essentially tricking the plants. You're creating a perfect little spring environment inside your house weeks before it's safe outside. This gives you a 6 to 8 week head start. So when your planting date finally arrives, you're not putting tiny seeds in the ground. You're putting strong, healthy, ready-to-grow plants out there. It's a total game changer.
So let's map this out. It's actually really simple. Just find that ideal planting window for your part of the state we just talked about. Now count backward on the calendar about 6 to 8 weeks. That's when you need to start your seeds indoors. Easy, right? And then, about 1 to 2 weeks before you plant them outside, we start a process called hardening off. Okay, so you've got your dates circled on the calendar. But listen, the calendar is just a guide. The real boss here is Mother Nature. There are two absolutely critical temperature rules you have to follow before you even think about putting those plants in the garden. Rule number 1, and this one is non-negotiable, the soil temperature has to be at least 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Not the air, the soil. You can grab a cheap soil thermometer at any garden center. If you plant in cold, wet soil, you'll shock the roots so badly that the plant might just sit there all season and do nothing, or even die. Don't risk it.
And rule number 2 is about the air, specifically at night. The nighttime temps need to be consistently, and I mean consistently, staying above 50 degrees. We all know those days in Arkansas where it hits 75 and you think, it's time, but then it drops to 42 that night. That's a huge shock for a little tomato plant. Always check the 10-day forecast for the lows, not just the highs.
Now, about that hardening off thing I mentioned, think about it. Your seedlings have been living in a cozy, protected house their whole lives. You can't just throw them out into the harsh sun and wind. It's like sending someone who's been inside all winter to the beach without sunscreen. They're going to get fried. So over about a week or two, you gradually introduce them to the great outdoors. Start with just an hour or two in a shady spot, then a little more sun each day. You're toughening them up so they're ready for the real world.
So let's just quickly recap the big mistakes I see people make year after year. First, getting tricked by a random warm spell in March and planting way too early. Second, completely ignoring the soil temperature. Third, skipping the hardening off process. That's a big one. And finally, picking a tomato variety that was bred for, California, and expecting it to survive an Arkansas summer. Avoid these, and you're already way ahead of the game.
That last point is so important, it deserves its own section. Picking the right type of tomato is just as crucial as picking the right time. You need plants that can actually handle our crazy heat and humidity. Lucky for us, the University of Arkansas has developed some absolute superstars just for our climate.
Let's start with a couple of local legends. If you've been around Arkansas gardening, you've heard these names:
The Traveler 76, that's a U of A classic, bred specifically to not crack when we get those big summer downpours. And then there's the Bradley, an old-timer known for having that perfect classic tomato flavor. Honestly, you just can't go wrong starting with either of these.
But let's look at a few other workhorses. If you always seem to struggle with diseases, you gotta try Celebrity. It's like the tank of the tomato world. Want a ton of tomatoes? Better Boy is your guy. It's super reliable. Up in the Ozarks, Ozark Pink was made for you. And my personal secret weapon for the hottest part of summer? The little Juliet grape tomato. It just keeps on producing what everything else wants to quit. Choosing from this list right here will seriously stack the deck in your favor.
Okay, I know that was a lot of information, so let's boil it all down into a super simple, step-by-step plan you can follow.
Here it is, just 4 steps. Step 1, 6 to 8 weeks before that last frost date for your area, get those seeds started inside. Step 2, for the last week or 2 before planting out, start hardening off your seedlings. Step 3, once your frost-free date has passed, double-check those 2 magic numbers, soil over 60 degrees and nights consistently above 50. And finally, step 4, get those hardened-off plants in the ground and get your stakes or cages in right away. That's it. That's the whole formula.
And you don't need a bunch of fancy gear to get this done. Here's your basic toolkit. You'll need some seed trays, a grow light. I mean, you can use a sunny window, but a grow light makes a world of difference. Grab some all-purpose fertilizer, some mulch to hold in that moisture later, and absolutely, 100%, get some stakes or cages. Trust me, you'll need them.
You know, it might sound like there are a lot of rules here, but I want you to remember this. It all comes back to one thing: timing. If you just get the timing right, tomatoes suddenly become one of the easiest, most rewarding things you can possibly grow in an Arkansas garden. All the other stuff, the heat, the humidity, it all becomes manageable. You've got this.
So there you have it. You're all set to have an amazing spring and summer harvest. But I'll leave you with a little secret. A lot of the old-timers around here will tell you that the best-tasting tomatoes aren't from the spring crop at all. They're from the fall crop, the one you start in the blistering heat of July. But hey, that's a topic for another day. Thanks for tuning in.